Bad boys. They're back. And this time, they're looking for trouble. Pew, 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 pew. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Nerd News, a wonderful show that has amazing information, great topics, and a smoldering, just debonair suave host. That's me. Today we're going to look at Bad Boys for Life, the third installment in this action/comedy movie that everyone really liked. Well, at least I think just the first one. I think the second one everyone was like, they're more like medium boys, more like good boys teetering on bad boys, I guess. Bad Boys once again reunites Will Smith with Martin Lawerence, and at this point, Martin Lawerence has nothing going on, so he's like, Bad Boys 3? Yep, let's do it. Now, the first two installments were directed by Michael Bay, which we all know he's an explosion expert, but this film is not, unfortunately. I mean, it may have one or two explosions. I mean, Michael Bay has to have a little bit of say in it, you know? Oh, I would like an explosion there, and I would like an explosion there, and I would like an explosion there. Oh, is that a scene where they're falling in love? Why not? Have an explosion there. Yeah, I don't know why I made Michael Bay Boston. But this film is directed by Eli Albright, and he's bringing along Vanessa Hutchinson and Eric Vanderloog, Alexander Ludwig, Alexander Luguini, Alexander Laguana, Alexander Ludwig. Him. Now, in this third movie, Martin Lawrence's character is a police inspector, while Will Smith is in his pretty much a midlife crisis, and he has no idea what to do. They once again team up because this crazy Albanian mercenary decides, I'm gonna do what, the brain doesn't Pinky in the Brain. You know what we're gonna do tonight, Pinky? We're gonna take over the world. Yet again, bad impression, I apologize, let's move on. I mean, once this trailer starts, you get a typical, like, Michael Bay shot of this car, this, like, beautiful, exotic car, and then the quick-witted comedy comes back from Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and you forget just how much great chemistry that these two had, and you didn't realize how much you actually missed seeing them together in a movie. You kind of get the slow motion of them getting out of the car. It's just this epic, like, okay, I know this is Bad Boys, this is great. And Martin Lawrence's car door opens and hits a fire hydrant, and he's like, oh man, my bad, you can get that buffed out. It's just, their comedy is really good. I mean, you could strip the name Bad Boys and strip the action away, and I would just watch them two just be goofy together. There's this great part at the beginning of the trailer where they're going to this guy's house, and Martin Lawrence's character just seems like he's been away from a while from all this, like, heated fights and, gun battle. And he's like, let's just be, let's knock on this door. Maybe he'll be good. He'll tell us what we need to know. Will Smith has his gun drawn, and he's like, I got this. Get on the ground right now. Again, why am I doing that accent? Get on the ground right now. Okay, that was a little bit better. Martin Lawrence is like, listen, just relax, put the gun down. I'm gonna penetrate his mind with my soul and my heart. Cut to Will Smith, and he's like, and then what happens? Martin Lawrence tries to do the whole, like, all right, buddy, the sun's getting real low. And he just gets clobbered. See, that's the thing that's missing. And just this humor and action always works. It's such a good formula for a movie. This means humor and action. So if you're explaining a movie to someone and you're like, hey, what's Police Academy like? You say, oh, it's humor and action. I mean, then you start seeing the old characters from the first two. Joe Pantoliano, yet again, the police chief. It's just kind of neat to see these old characters that we liked in this action comedy. Now they're back. They're a little bit older, a little bit wiser, but it just looks like a good old-fashioned fun fest. Now, even though this is directed by a completely different director, you can tell that the first two installments had to rub off on him. A lot of the shots are almost the same, of some slow motion, some pivot shots. Remember, like in the second one, they had the camera just completely go around this gunfight, and it did that for like felt like 20 minutes. But that's Michael Bay, he does that. The only thing I don't like is when you get to like the end of a franchise, or you get to the end of the end of this character arc, and they always go, all right, you and I, Let's save the world one last time. Yeah, one last time. I just hate that line for some reason. One last time. All right, I'll do this. I'll do this job, but this is my last job, and then I'm out. Kind of the same thing. I just hate when they do that. Anyways, let's move on. No, I know with a lot of movies that are out lately, there is an abundance of CGI, and that's good and that's bad. But then you get movies like Bad Boys. You get movies like John Wick, and they still have that practical effects. The stuntman is the star of those movies. And that's what I think Bad Boys for Life kind of, fits. That's what it kind of looks like. It's still keeping in that, realism, that stuntman, old school kind of practical effects Hollywood. I know there are probably some visual shots in here that look so real, they kind of are a perfect blend. It's like my favorite action movie of all times, the first Die Hard. No CGI, right? There's a green screen when Hans Gruber is falling. Oops, spoiler alert. But it was just sheer action. It was just guns. It was breaking through windows. It was just practical action movie. And I think Bad Boys for Life is actually coming out at a perfect time where we do need just a movie with practical effects. And I think John Wick has definitely pushed that envelope of like, hey, guess what? We need this again back in Hollywood. Bring on the practical effects and bring on the stuntmen. Anyone want to be something? No, I definitely will be seeing this movie. I mean, I've seen the first two. It's almost that same vein. It was like Rush Hour. You have to see the next iteration of that because they're just fun movies. Well, Bad Boys for Life. Did you see the trailer? Did you like it? Are you excited? If you haven't seen the trailer, it's in the description below. Click on it, check it out, let me know what you think. And if this is your first time here, guys, welcome. Thank you for checking out my channel. Please like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. I will be there all the time. I post stuff daily, so check it out. It's some fun stuff. And until next time, guys, remember, don't ever say in a movie or in real life, let's just do this one last time. Because you know what? It's not one last time. There'll probably be a Bad Boys 4 or a Bad Boys 5 or a Bad Boys 7 or a Bad Boys 8 or a Bad Boys